Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming on just to share with you a vintage inspired art journal spread, and this spread is actually for Junk Journal July, and today the prompt is lyrics. So that's why I'm using a vintage music sheet paper behind, and I'm just gluing this down with tacky PVA style glue, which is from Hobbycraft. And then I'm using gesso primer just to cover over the pages, just to mute it all down a little bit and create a good foundation to add watercolour paints to, which I'll be doing next. I'm going to dry this off using my heat tool, which is obviously sped up. It takes a lot longer than that. And I like to protect my previous pages when I'm using any type of paint medium, so I just lay down scrap papers. And I'm just using green watercolour paints here. I'm just using two different colours just to give a nice little tone to it. And then I'm really going to saturate the brush with paint and water. And I'm going to create some flicks of splashes there as well. Again, just drying it off with a heat gun and blotting out any extra liquid. Now I'm using a stamp set here, and it's like a machine type stamp. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm just doing that to add some interesting texture to the background. And I'm just using quite a light shade of like olivey green Memento ink to do so. And again, I'm going in just with a script stamp. It's very tiny script, but I'm just putting that all over the page as well. It's not showing up very well on the camera. And now I really like to use these numbers over my art journal spreads. So what I do is I've got these ticket stamps, and I've just used the numbers from the top portion of the stamp, and that creates a nice effect. All of these stamps that I'm using here are from AliExpress or similar website like that. I know it's not always good to use those websites, but sometimes needs must really. Here's just going around the edge with Distressing Vintage Photo Colour, and that is the Tim Holtz paper doll images that I'll be using in the spread. And now what I'm doing, I'm using an acrylic paint pen just to add some random lines, again just to add a slightly different bit of texture really. You know, we're used to using quite soft edges, curvy lines, so I thought I'd just add some random lines here and there. And there are a few dots, but it's predominantly just straight lines to create some strange patterns. And this is the acrylic paint pen. I do really rate these. Any brand of acrylic paint pen that you can get your hands on is going to be brilliant because it works very well over different mediums. And here I'm just using a biro pen just to add some zigzag, just to mimic stitches, some straight lines and just little dashes here and there. Again, just to add further texture. I find it really good to use 3 different colours really when adding texture to your page. You're going to use a background colour, so in this case that was the lighter greens, a colour to pop, so in this case it was the purples, and then just something to bring it all together. In this case that was the black biro. So I'm adding some cheesecloth underneath the paper dolls, but not before outlining the image in a black marker, and I find that just really helps the image pop. Anything that you fussy cut, outline in black marker and it will really make things pop. Now here's the lyrics that I printed off on the computer. I know it's such a waste to print only a couple of lines on a whole piece of paper, but you know, I'll use that paper as scrap. I'm going to the white images. The white word, was a little bit too dark, so I've just gone over it with Vintage Photo just to mute it all down a little bit. And then I'm just going to glue that onto the paper with any wet glue that you have as well. And then I'll use my trusted biro just to go around everything and make things really pop. Now with art journaling, I'm not too neat with the lines. As you'll see with the biro pen, I'll try and add a little bit of texture on all of the lines. I find that makes it really interesting, so I don't go around dead neat. And that really helps me just flow with my creativity. If I can just hold the pen loose and just go with the flow, I find that really helps. Now this comes to the end of the video. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video and you are inspired to create something yourself. Don't forget to subscribe for more like this.